Hello everybody, welcome to the Chensor Dynasty here on twitch.tv/jchensor with your host, James Chen. How's everybody going out there? My handle is jchensor, but nobody calls me that anyway. I am a Cammy loyalist at heart, but you know, like I said, I just don't, she doesn't give me any enjoyment in Street Fighter V anymore. So I had to go somewhere else now. So I am now using another blonde chick in not in Colleen, but in Lucia. However, it's hard not to pick a blonde chick in Street Fighter V. If you look at the roster, like everybody's blonde in this game. It's kind of crazy. However, I want to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk a little bit about, you know, COVID-19. Obviously, it's the topic du jour. So apologies if you guys, you know, were hoping to get more than just that kind of stuff. But I mean, this one's kind of significant. But I want to talk about something else as well. So please don't let me forget once I finish talking about a little bit of the COVID stuff. But yeah, so the news has been going around now. I mean, obviously, it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time before, I mean, obviously, COVID has been hitting the FGC. We've gotten event cancellations all over the place and everything like that, but we haven't actually been directly hit by it that we had known. But as it turns out, it actually is finally starting to hit the people in the FGC. There are probably a lot more cases that we're not aware of, but I have heard 2 confirmed ones so far. And that is, of course, L.I. Joe from Long Island, New York. You know, obviously one of the most popular, most well-beloved fighting game players in all of the FGC, has confirmed on Twitter that he was tested positive for COVID-19 and had one day of absolute excruciating hell in the hospital. Had to stay overnight, but he's out now and he's back home, and you know, he does feel a little better than it was that one day, and it says he's got a lot of people to take care of him. So I think he's in good hands right now. But yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of people were probably shocked to hear about that. I mean, this is L.I. Joe we're talking about here, you know, the real American hero. I mean, seriously, L.I. Joe, a real American hero. L.I. Joe is there. You know, I mean, we all love that man to death. But, again, to not downplay, you know, obviously Joe is Joe. We all love Joe. Joe is well known. He's had some of the greatest stories, and he's just one of the most wonderful people in the FGC. He's like, I always talk about how there's not very many people in my life that, you know, I would feel confident taking a bullet for, you know, but L.I. Joe is definitely high on that list. He's definitely like top, you know, outside of direct family, like maybe top 5, you know, and I can't even say that Joe and I are like super best buds, but it's just like, I mean, I just feel like Joe has so much to offer the world over me that I would definitely do that. But I mean, you know, we all love Joe, but that doesn't downplay, you know, the other people who are, you know, getting affected by this as well. Although the test results are not in yet, a SoCal fighting game player by the name of Dr. Stans, aka Paul Mead, has also, I mean, I hope he's okay with me saying his real name. He's also been very sick recently, been suffering very, very terrible symptoms starting a week ago, and he's getting his results like in a day, like today or something like that. So he's someone who has done commentary here in Southern California. You know, he's part of a crew of Street Fighter players that, you know, David often plays with, a bunch of voice actors basically, and crew, yeah, is a good friend of mine, and you know, it pains me to hear that he's come down with something as well. Most likely it is COVID-19, so he's been affected as well. So shout outs to Paul, shout outs to Dr. Stance. He should, like I said, his symptoms, he's been suffering, sounds like, through them a lot more than L.I. Joe has. And you got to think about, oh man, like, I don't want to talk about like his personal stuff too much, but it's just, God, it's terrifying. It's terrifying to think about all these kind of things. Also, although not confirmed or anything, Flux mentioned, Cole Porter mentioned on Twitter after L.I. Joe's announcement that he's been feeling pretty crappy too, and he's not sure if he's come down with something. I'm not sure if he will have the ability to get any tests anytime soon. Obviously, the way to get tests is very, very difficult. I'm not sure how L.I. Joe got the test really quickly, but I do know that he has friends in the hospital industry. So I don't know if that helped him or not, but Flux, Cole, hopefully he can get a test soon as well and find out if he's okay. The thing that actually scares me, I don't know about that necessarily, Console Gamer Archive. I'm actually not sure about that. I think things will be better by EVO? It's not even just about being better by EVO. You've got to be better by significantly earlier than EVO, because the cancellation point isn't going to be like a month before EVO. The cancellation point's got to be like 2 to 3 months ahead of time. And so I think we're running low on the clock at this point right now. But I hope Flux can get the test. I hope he's okay. The thing that terrifies me a lot, and I'm not trying to scare people or be a downer or anything like that, is that I know Flux was at the Reflex 10K recently, so I hope he's just sick, or maybe he's only, as selfish as it is to say, hopefully it was a recent contraction. If it does turn out to be the virus. But I really do hope Flux is okay. He's a good guy. He's seriously one of the nicest guys that I've met in the fighting game community. And I hope he can get tested very, very soon. We don't know anything about the CPT, to be honest with you, Zygon. We're still looking at it. The heat doesn't kill the virus. That is a false narrative that has been propagated by our president, but it is a false narrative. It is not an actual thing. COVID will not be taken out by heat at all. So let me just let me take this out here. Let's see. Australia is still getting hit by it. So Australia has confirmed. What day is this today? This was posted, updated 3/25. Oh, okay. So yeah, Australia currently has 2,486 cases and 11 deaths. Australia is in the middle of summer right now. It is very hot in Australia, and they are still suffering cases and having people die. In fact, 3 minutes ago, a post was put out that says 2 COVID-19 deaths in Victoria as states eye stage 3 lockdown in Australia. And as I said, Australia is in summer right now, so it's pretty hot. And so yeah, and again, I don't want to get super political on this thing, but this all falls back again on just, we gotta stop lying to the American public. We gotta stop telling people there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that heat gets rid of this thing, that, you know, take this weird chemical that treats malaria and all this stuff like that. I mean, people in positions of power have a responsibility to stop spreading lies. Like, just day in and day out, every day, it's just constant lying. So, oh, there we go. So, someone actually said, let's see here. Just confirmed. I don't see anything here. Was it, did a tweet just go out or something like that? Andy Hero? I haven't seen a tweet yet. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh, no, that's not what I'm looking for. What's going on, Psycho Rarity? How's it going? I don't see any tweets about Capcom Fighters. Alright, let me take a look. I mean, I follow Capcom Fighters, so I'm surprised that I didn't see this. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. In 31 minutes, Capcom ProTour 2020, notice of scheduling changes due to novel coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. Currently, the novel coronavirus COVID-19 is projected to continue for several more months or longer across the world. In light of this situation and considering the health and well-being of our players, staff, and visitors, all tournaments scheduled to be held in the first half of the 2020 Capcom Pro Tour season have been removed from the schedule. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause to players, fans, tournament operators, and production teams. The second half of the Capcom Pro Tour is scheduled to resume in July, but we will continue to monitor the novel coronavirus COVID-19 situation and will adjust the schedule and rules accordingly. We will continue preparations so that the CPT can be implemented fairly and safely. I mean, EVO is still on the schedule, but they're always being very, very careful about it. They're looking at it, and of course they're always going to be analyzing it, so they have to make sure. Yeah, and EVO wasn't even in the CPT this year, so we'll have to see. But yeah, so I'm sure we're going to hear more about this. I'm sure we're going to run into, if you guys have just joined in the stream, I talked about L.I. Joe announcing that he has COVID-19. A SoCal player / commentator, Dr. Stance, announced that he had COVID-19 for at least a week now, and he's only getting his test results back today. I mean, that tells you how terrible the process is. I mean, I know in like some of the Asian countries, they have like places that you can drive up, get swabbed, and like in 30 minutes you find out if you are infected or not. But like we have freaking we have to wait a week here for our results. It's crazy. And Flux may potentially have it. He says he's feeling sick, but of course it's not confirmed yet because he hasn't taken a test. I'm sure getting a test is really hard, but you know, hope everybody out there stays safe and everybody out there is doing well. But this is why, you know, one of those situations we need to do social distancing. This is why we need to make sure that we keep ourselves safe, that we you know, practice all these safety things. If you don't need to go out, don't go out. Yeah, it's frustrating because I'm getting cabin fever too. I hate the fact that, you know, I can't eat out. I mean, obviously I'm still able to like drive to drive-thrus and things like that, but it sucks. It's the whole thing is kind of a shitty situation. However, what transitioned this conversation over to a little bit, you know, I started talking before the official start of the stream, and I was saying that, you know, one of the problems is that all the netcode in our fighting games suck. So it's really, really hard to play a lot of these games online while we're all in quarantine, but that's actually not true. It's actually just the main games that have all the crappy netcode right now. But I think what we're doing is we're missing out on a lot of the smaller games that have high quality netcode, and maybe it's time we actually start looking at these games out there. I mean, obviously there's Mortal Kombat 11, which is one of the big studio games that has good netcode, good rollback netcode. Street Fighter V has rollback netcode as well, not so good, although I've heard the most recent network infrastructure patch, not netcode patch, matchmaking patch, has kind of just, it hasn't improved the quality of the matches, it just improved the quality of your searches, that made sure that when you run into someone with a 5-bar, like it's actually 5-bar kind of thing. So at this point in time, I just want to talk about a lot of the games out there that maybe we should all start sitting down and playing. You know, there's a fighting game out there. I say this myself as a person who hasn't done it either. I haven't messed with a lot of these games, and now I'm starting to think maybe I should. I should just sit down and play a bunch of these fighting games, or just training mode and learn these games and find out what they're all about. But Punch Planet, a game that's been around for quite some time now, and I've heard is very, very footsie based, and is a lot of people really, really enjoy. Out there with GGPO netcode, very, very enjoyable. Oh yeah, Polygon published the article about there. Yeah, and boy, Samurai Showdown case is sad. But yeah, Punch Planet is a game with very, very good netcode, and I've heard a lot of people really enjoy this game. I know Core Gaming really enjoys this game. I know Automatic really enjoys this game. Them's Fightin' Herds, of course, is based off of the Skullgirls engine, and so we'll also be using GGPO. Has a lot of really cool systems in there. Again, a game I haven't played yet, and you know, one of the toughest things is there's so many fighting games, it's hard for me to find time, but maybe now is the time to try to promote these games, to try to get people to be aware of these games. And speaking of Skullgirls still exist out there. If we talk about the older games that have great netcode, Skullgirls and Killer Instinct, two games with excellent netcode that you should also look into as well to play as fighting games. You know, there's some other minor ones like Fight of Animals, you know, which does have it, and I don't know anything about it. I don't know what the quality of the game is, so I can't speak to how it plays. I mean, Fight of Gods was hilarious, and I think Fight of Animals is basically their sequel. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is also a game with rollback netcode as well. A lot of people really enjoying that game, kind of like another spiritual Marvel Versus game that exists out there that has excellent netcode. Berstark has mentioned in the chat over here, there's also Fightcade, which does exist, that lets you play games like Super Turbo, Alpha 3, Alpha 2, etc. That helps, lets you play good rollback netcode as well. In fact, if people don't know, Fightcade is actually the sequel to GGPO. GGPO was created by Tony Cannon, created a server where people could connect and play against each other and everything like that. GGPO, I think, went down at one point, or something happened to it, and so the guys who made Fightcade, who I got to meet in Spain, you know, were like, hey, is it okay if we host our own server and keep it going? And Tony was like, go for it. And so they created their own, and so Fightcade is actually just the spiritual sequel to GGPO. VSAV is on there as well. Hey, Catalyst, suck my nuts, Catalyst. I have not tried Parsec yet. I've heard about Parsec. I don't know what that is exactly. If you could give me some more information on that, Zygon, it would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, so there's a lot of options we have out there for good rollback netcode in fighting games, and we just aren't playing a lot of them right now. Maybe this is the time that we start building up a Punch Planet scene, a Garou Mark of the Wolves. Garou Mark of the Wolves on Steam. Code Mystics updated that with rollback netcode as well. Undernight was getting in its amazing growth. The search Twitch streams, it's only a 2 with both having 10 or so people. Yeah, I mean, Undernight and Birth has never been a big streaming game. The hardest thing about fighting games, honestly, is that fighting games don't get a lot of stream viewers. They just don't. I mean, Mortal Kombat is undoubtedly one of the most highest selling fighting games of all time. Super successful. Millions and millions and billions of people buying this game across all these platforms. You go and watch its stream numbers and it's never high. Mortal Kombat almost never has any stream numbers on them. That's just the nature of fighting games. And again, Mortal Kombat 11 has great netcode. Fighting games are not popular on Twitch. It's just I'm not sure what it is about Twitch audiences and fighting games. I think it's because when you play fighting games, it's so very hard to stay engaged with your viewers. It's really hard as someone who tries to do it more so than almost anybody else, because I'm trying to explain my mindset while I play. But every time a fight gets super intense, I just clam up and you can't talk anymore. And so if you're watching somebody who's only kind of good at the game and isn't like destroying everybody, then like, what are you watching them for, you know? So that kind of interaction is probably one of the hardest things to do. Yeah, I don't mean tournaments. I just mean, you know, casual, hey, I'm streaming this game, I'm playing this games. Yeah. This happens to a lot of games out there. There's a lot of games, but, you know, when we're in the fighting game bubble, we kind of see fighting games as like, oh, these games are great, they're super entertaining to watch. Why aren't more people watching Undernight or Mortal Kombat or all these games? And for sure, netcode is one of the problems. And so you sit there and you watch someone stream fighting games, and all they're doing is complaining about netcode constantly. So it is just it's a fighting games in particular, I think, are very, very hard to be successful stream wise. I really think that, you know, one of the keys to having a successful fighting game stream really is having multiple people there, some of them not playing and just talking the entire time. And that's the thing, Playland, is that Salty Bet gets a lot of viewers, and 400 is not even that many. 400 is not even that many, and plus the other thing too is that Salty Bet is a good thing to put on in the background and not pay attention to. That's one of the key things about it, right? That's one of the biggest appeals about Salty Bet, is you don't really need to watch any of it. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously there's certain people out there that are gonna have stronger audiences. Sonic Fox, yeah, he could stream. Sonic Fox, they could stream anything that they wanted to, and I mean, they just have a large fan base. But even on the scope of everything, when you say 1,000+ viewers, like, that sounds like a lot, but this is just another indication of where fighting game community stands in terms of the Twitch streaming world, because 1,000 viewers isn't that much. It really isn't that much. You know, it's scary to say that. I mean, I say this as, you know, a person who runs the Tuesday show. We get 500 some viewers in there. You know, we should consider ourselves super blessed to have 500 viewers, but really that's not that many people. 1,000 people isn't that many. When, you know, certain players play League of Legends, they get like 10K viewers. They get like 50K viewers, and they don't even have to be the cream of the crop. I'm not talking about ninjas who get like millions of views on their stream. Maybe not anymore since they left Twitch. But it's tough unless you're a Smash Brothers player. Obviously, Smash Brothers has a much more fervent fan base, so guys like Mango and Zero get a lot more viewers as well. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's all about the personalities. Mike Ross streams Street Fighter 5, no mic, no cam, gets 750 viewers. People just care about Mike Ross, man. Yeah, look at this. Hungry Box has like 12K views right now. That's crazy. Smash Brothers, the Smash Brothers fan base. I mean, like I said, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because while I admire the fact that the Smash fan base is so loyal and so proactive about supporting their players and everything like that, at the same time, I don't like the hero worship nature of the Smash scene, but I can't fault them for it, and it's working out for them, and it's very successful. And for players like that, you know, there's no reason for them. I mean, they got it. It's great for them. I mean, they absolutely could make a living and a career off of that, and I think that's really, really cool. What I do is gather my friends on a Saturday night and we just watch streams. Since they don't play fighting games, I use this time to introduce them to FGC streamers. That's really cool, HK Solanero. I think that's really, really cool. Yeah, Smash has a lot of hype factor to it, and it's exciting. One of the things that I can't express enough about how genius Smash is as a game. I should just do this as an Unchensor or something like that, as a long form non-Chen reaction. Talk about why Smash Brothers is so good, because Smash Brothers, people don't realize how genius of a game Smash Brothers is. Like, I can't even just, like, it would take me like 2 hours to tell you why Smash Brothers is one of the most excellently designed video games of all time. Not even taking into account mascots or popularity of existing characters. Just from a mechanical standpoint, Smash Brothers is one of the absolute greatest video games ever created. And you know what, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to have an episode on that, so let me put that down in my notes for future topics over here. Smash is the best. Okay. So if you have dope Twitch emotes, yeah, that's a tricky one too, because I don't know the secret of Twitch emotes. Like, I create Twitch emotes and I have no idea, you know, what's popular or how Twitch emotes catch fire. Like, what is it that makes a Twitch emote catch fire? I did talk about L.I. Joe earlier. IMAX mouse, I did. Yeah, dude, that Vi smile was like everything. That was like a gold mine for Eris there. Been a fan of the animations. Yeah, I mean, it's even more than just the animations, Mario 1080p. But like I said, I gotta save that. I've got to save that for an Unchensor episode. And talk about why that's so good. I gotta do more Unchensors. People like the Unchensors because I just get mad and yell and all that stuff like that. But, you know, I'm planning to do, I mean, even here, outside of telling people to suck my nuts constantly, I also, I do filter myself a little bit. You know, I limit myself to how often I swear, and I only use, like, I only drop, like, F-bombs on, like, key moments or when I really need to. I actually swear a lot in my normal day life. I actually swear probably an inordinate large amount of swearing. And, you know, I'm going to start probably a new podcast project coming up very soon. Maybe even tomorrow. We might try to do something tomorrow. Just so you guys know, we don't have a name for the show yet, which is a problem. But I'm planning to do a podcast with, I might as well talk about this right now, because heck, you guys might be super excited to watch this. But potentially tomorrow night, myself, Tubaware, and Ebonic Plague are going to try to start a podcast where the three of us just talk about video games and just kind of shoot the shit, you know, and just talk about stuff, be unfiltered, and just be as normal as possible. And I think that should be a lot of fun, because one of the things that we were trying to do as well was get one person of different generations. So I'm in my 40s, Tubo is in his 30s, Ebonic Plague is in his 20s, and so we're gonna have a nice little generation spread here so that we can kind of talk about things from different points of view. It's another podcast that I'm thinking about working on that I might start this Saturday. I've got a bunch of podcasts on deck that I think should be a lot of fun. But if we do manage to start tomorrow with that podcast, like I said, I probably won't filter myself. I'll probably just go like crazy. Ninja Killer, maybe he might be the youngest. There's definitely a lot of young players out there. Yeah, I know, right? We need a 16-year-old. We need a 16-year-old. No, we don't need a 16-year-old. Sorry, it's not gonna happen. But obviously, I mean, you know, Tubaware is a good friend of mine, and you know, he's got a lot of good energy. Both of us are very opinionated people. Ebonic Plague, aka Isaiah, also very, very energetic, really funny guy, awesome guy. One of the people I admire the most. I love his commentary. All three of us are commentators as well. But Ebonic Plague is, you know, super awesome dude. So I'm really happy to have him join us as well. Tubo has been trying to get stuff with me and him for a long time, so I'm actually excited that, you know, the two of us can finally do something and bring Ebonic Plague on for fun to join us in this little trip. So yeah, D-Dong man, honestly, I've been doing crazy content everywhere, and in order to bring this to you, I definitely need to get going on this hiring for an editor. As you can see here, I have 400 sub goal for hiring an editor. To be honest with you, I'm probably going to hire one even before then. In fact, I'm in talks with someone right now that I should be able to hopefully get an editor very, very soon. And once we get that in play, then if they can help edit these kind of episodes like Chen reactions and stuff, then I am free to stream at night, and I can stream a lot more random games. I can get back to the Zelda and chill. I can add the Tetris to the schedule. I can basically become a streaming monster at that point in time, because dude, Zygon, I don't even want to talk about how dirty my house is right now. I don't even want to talk about how dirty my house is. First attack for Uniclear. Actually, I should do that, Uniclear. I should do that. I mean, it's tough because I did that for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and honestly, it's kind of sad to me how little response I've gotten from the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus stuff. It makes me very depressed. But you know, yeah, Tetris, I can get back to. I can learning all the different things. Oh, suck my nuts, Burstark. And suck my nuts, Fat Guy 2. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is one that I want to do as well. There we go. I want to do a lot more, because I want to do Tetris 99. Actually, yeah, Tetris 99, and I also want to do NES Tetris, and I also want to do Tetris the Grandmaster. It's going to be tough because all three of those games play completely different. You have to have a different mindset for all three of them. But if I can go back to streaming Tetris, honestly, all of my night streams have disappeared because I have just been editing all day. The last episode, all I did was show a lot of the crazy OCD-ness that I have with editing. And I really need to stop that. And one of the ways to stop that is to take editing out of my hands and give it to somebody else so they can edit it efficiently and not be stupid and take 4 hours to edit a 1 hour stream like I did for my last First Attack episode. Yeah, maybe that's just what it is that Grand Blue has too many resources. Suck my nuts, RV1. Suck my nuts. Oof. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to do. A lot of stuff I don't have time to do. But if I can free up a lot of the editing away from what I want to do. I mean, even for the First Attack episode, like if I want to continue doing First Attack tomorrow, I haven't had a chance to work on the slides yet. So tonight I'm going to be editing, and I'm probably going to be trying to work on the First Attack slides as much as possible. First Attack definitely takes up a lot of my time because not only do I create the slides, but I also take the time to create all the resources for it, and then also I have to take a lot of time to edit it. I also rehearse it a little bit before I actually do the episode itself. So that stuff takes a lot of work. Not to get into this conversation again about, how much work it takes to edit and all that stuff like that. But, I do hope to get more streams out there for people. Don't worry, Showbiz. I'm already working on that. I'm already in talks with somebody that we're pretty sure we're going to start working with each other as soon as we iron out a few details here. Don't worry, Showbiz. I'm not overworking myself. Sure, I'm going to sleep at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. most days. But, I'm actually waking up at like 2 p.m. So, I'm getting my sleep. At least I'm trying to get my sleep. Ugh, God. What is sleep? What is sleep? No, you're never gonna get it. Who needs sleep? Tell me what's that for? Who needs sleep? Well, you're never gonna get it. This guy been awake since the Second World War. Who needs sleep? Well, you're never gonna get it. I need to do more karaoke streams as well. Yeah, Queen Charlene, I'll tell you this right now. It's what we do, but it's not the right thing to do. Not the right thing to do. Oh, man. Here you go. I guess I don't need to do an Ask jchensor because this kind of just turned into a Ask jchensor. I mean, the Granblue stuff, I've tweeted it a couple of times. I've retweeted people helping out with it and everything, but it's Twitter algorithms, YouTube algorithms is all kind of tough. So I only slept around 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for about 2 years. Jesus, Flylow app. People, I mean, look, the human being society has changed it so much that we've basically killed our own sleep schedules pretty badly. So, it's kind of rough these days. Hey, suck my nuts, RV1. Suck my nuts, Showbiz54. And, I don't know if I should tell Playland MX to suck my nuts. Because, no, whatever. Suck my nuts, Playland MX. Hopefully, But thank you for the gift subs there. There you go, Showbiz. Yes, now you can actually spam more of that. So I'm at 251 here. What is this? So it's 247. Yeah, this marker thing is really bad at detecting all this stuff. But again, and like I said, it's tough because everybody is suffering right now. Everybody's going through the same shit. But I got to about 320 subs at one point in time. I was close to hitting the 350 goal, and then all the gift subs from February just disappeared. And so I'm back down to 251 now. But like I said, I know it's tough. I know that it's very, very hard to for a lot of people out there. We're all suffering. We're all hurting, if you have anything to offer, would appreciate it. If not, then, take care of yourself first. Take care of yourself first. I do have a nuts emote, IMAX mouse. I have that, mixed nuts there. It's a very, very subtle nuts emote. I need to get my Moobot verified. I'm sorry, I need to get my Moobot a subscriber so that he could actually post emotes. I haven't been able to do that. So, yeah, dude, RV1, dude, like I said, do whatever you can. Don't even worry about it. I appreciate all the help. You've been a great supporter. Like it says in the thing, gifted total of 10 gift subs. I appreciate anything that you can do to help. Much appreciated. So, I guess let me ask this question to you guys. What would you like to just see me play some more Street Fighter V? See if I can continue up my ride up towards trying to get past to just keep trying to get up the ranks and keep improving my Lucia. I could do that. I could do a random karaoke stream. I could do all sorts of other things. I mean, Wednesdays usually where I actually just play I was supposed to just play Street Fighter V. So, okay, so it sounds like people want some Lucia. Only reason why I'm kind of cutting this short right now to jump over to that is also I just drink a lot of soda and I really need to go to the bathroom right now. So I'm going to return to the title screen. When we come back, we're going to play some Street Fighter V. But please, if you guys are watching this at home on YouTube or Twitch, let me know, obviously if you guys can support, if you guys can join live here on Twitch as well, that's always appreciated, because that also helps me, through ad revenue and increasing the numbers and everything like that, and that usually helps a lot for streamers as well. If you go to twitch.tv/jchensor, there's a lot of links down there to my Patreon, to my to a direct donation link, and also a subscription button there. So if you're watching this on YouTube and would like to support that way, please do so as well. If you are watching a lot of our content on Ultra Chen TV and you are so gracious enough to do so, turn off ad blockers when you watch our Ultra Chen stuff. If you're part of YouTube Premium, that's fine. YouTube Premium is great. It benefits content creators anyway. I don't know how much, but it at least gives something. So I do not have the new Lucia costume yet. No, I do not. So yes, leave a like on this video and subscribe. And thanks for tuning in and watching. For those of you on Twitch, I'll be right back and I'll play some Street Fighter online right after this break and right after I go pee. Okay, be back, guys.